Hi there. Hi, Neha.
Hi,
Thank you
Vicky.
so
How are you?
much.
No, no, not at all. I mean, you've been so sweet to like think of me and have me on SpotboyE's live. So I'm extremely happy to be here.
Well, it's always been a pleasure talking to you, whether it's on camera or off it.
Thanks, Vicky.
Well, Neha, how is it going there? I mean, I know it's a very, turbulent time and you don't know what to do. You get up in the morning and we uh, do something or the other by the end of it. But how is your life going?
I mean, it's going okay. There's a lot to worry about. I think, if you think apart from yourself, there's a lot more to worry about. The one thing that we have to do, and I'll keep repeating this for as long as we're in conversation, is that हम सबको घर में बैठना है, अपने लिए भी बैठना है, अपने family members के लिए भी बैठना है, बाकी लोगों के लिए भी बैठना है. That's one part of it. The other part of it is to also stay positive. The first few days was great because you start feeling कि नहीं अभी हम ये कर लेंगे, अब हम कुछ खाना बना लेंगे, अब हम home exercise कर लेंगे, and then what? The point is that you need to be really strong up here to make sure that you understand that this is going to pass, and that's why you need to be strong. B, you need to also worry that you don't know which way this is going to go. It's the first time for everyone. Nobody thought that our freedom is going to be taken away from us overnight. And we've done enough and more posts where we write that what does freedom mean to you, and somebody says soaking up the sun and running on a beach or traveling the world, or stepping out and being with your friends, or whatever the meaning of that is. All of it has been taken away. So you need to be mentally extremely strong and stay very, very positive. But my advice is that you need to understand that this is going to pass. You need to understand. Yeah, I can hear you. So you need to understand that this is going to pass. You need to also understand that, you have to stay positive through it all. You need to understand that the utmost importance right now is your health. And most importantly, one also needs to understand that this is a time where if you think that there's going to be professional setbacks, so then work on yourself professionally. That's the most important thing, because you have that extra time, you have those extra hours. So whatever it takes, like, if you need to, if there's a writer, if you need to script, or if there's small businesses, you need to spend more time working on that. Because if you focus on, oh, maybe, our next round of investment has got delayed for a small business, or when you're talking about, other small, other self-employed people, I feel that they need to understand the whole world has got delayed and the whole world has got pushed back by 6 to 8 months. It's going to affect everyone. There's no running away from it. More importantly, one needs to worry about the daily wage workers, and there's no conversation that can go on without them, because they're the ones who are like, living 2 days or 1 day at a time. And those are the people that we need to understand that, yes, it's health, it's happiness, it's our daily food that's been taken care of now. Now let's, dig deep into our pockets and do our bit.
That's really true and so nice. But tell me, how are you quarantining yourself? How is it at your, just near your building in your radius? Are the essentials coming home, or you are, halfway there and halfway not there, making do with whatever you have?
No, we're in a suburb in Bombay. We live in Bandra, and we are totally taken care of. Of course, there are strict rules as far as the buildings are concerned. So everybody's kind of self quarantine themselves. Excuse me. And the most important thing is, as far as supplies are concerned, you can only go as much as your closest grocery store. And I mean, we're not, we don't, we're pretty basic people, so we're figuring it out.
What are you missing the most? Come on, you get up in the morning. There must be days, at least Mehr must be happy. She must be wondering that, mommy used to slip out and not take me for those shows and, shootings or meetings. And I'm sure she must be wondering, maybe not able to say it exactly in those words.
Yeah,
Do you see a change in her towards you a little, and also the fact, what are you missing the most?
For me, I think the one thing that I'm missing the most are the little things in life, you know. I mean, I would wake up and go for a run, and for me, that part is very frustrating that I can't get up and go for a run. I'm not missing, like, you know, a particular gym or something else like that. And no, so just basic things like that. You know, I'm not missing the big stuff. I'm not, the one thing that I'm very, very, I mean, I don't mean to say it in any way, but it's a good thing. I'm not getting to, I've never been a fan of wearing makeup. So yeah, no makeup days for sure.
Fine. So, and what about Meher? You didn't answer that question. Do you see a change in her? Like, mommy is not going out and, all the time around me. And those moments where it might be painful and tough for you to just, at least those 10 minutes in the car when you leave her.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it used to be that she was getting into a phase where, she was getting a little bit of separation anxiety. And I was on roadies with her when we got this announcement that all of us need to pack our bags and head back. And she kind of like, even when I would leave for my shoots, she would always like cry, and it was very hard. We had to distract her with other things. But now we are kind of here all the time. Vicky, I have a feeling that kids are very intuitive. She's not once gone, and before this, she used to be this child who would go running to the door, wanting to go out, and now she doesn't do it. I feel like she knows. I mean, she gets her, like, I was like, where's she going to get her fresh air and sunlight from? The fresh air is there because the air is amazing right now. There's no doubt about that. We're paying a huge price for it, but it really is amazing. The sunlight kind of comes in. She gets her little, like, her play areas made in the balcony, and we make sure she gets direct, like, sunlight and stuff like that. So, but I mean, it's been a while since she's seen someone her own size. I wonder what's going on in her head, from like going to parent toddler and seeing kids all the time, and now she must be like, why is everyone so grown up around me, and why am I here? But she's been really great. There's no doubt about that. Angad and me have, like, we've taken on very, very strict kind of schedules for ourselves as far as Mehr time is concerned. Not even for a minute we want her to miss or get anxious about going out, because that would be trouble. So yeah, and then we're getting creative in our own ways. Like this morning I took one little button and put some water in it and put some of her like rubber bands, and from the end of the chammach I was like, let's go fishing. So we were doing all that, to like, painting and spray painting. So we had like these empty bottles, the ones that you use as the cleanser ones. Different brands have those spray bottles. So we put colored spray, watercolor, and then we were teaching how to spray paint. And, there's one area which she's allowed to paint completely, and then just creating memories, thinking of what to do next. Most importantly, and I continue to say this, that you need to, in the midst of all this, you need to worry the most about your health, because we don't know where this is going to go. We don't know whether one will be able to curb it. I feel like we're doing an excellent job as a nation and as our leaders are concerned to be able to curb this by doing lockdowns. But this could blow up in our face because we don't know how big this could become. I feel like if we listen to, whether it's a different announcement by the Prime Minister, by the central or state government, whatever it is, we need to abide by the rules, because right now they're doing, and like they always do, but more importantly now, doing everything for us. I mean, like a lot of, it's a very common phrase I hear, and I used to hear this, not now because I haven't been around people, but, sab bolte, nahi, hame nahi hoga. That is not, it's not a guarantee or a criteria. So one has to be extremely careful.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I get this feeling that we'll have to live with this. I mean, even if the numbers go down, and whenever we resume work, whenever we resume our other things, but we'll have to live with this for a long time until the right vaccine comes along. I mean, just like the doctors tell you CBC after 3 days of fever not going down, I think there might be a test for coronavirus being told if your cough or cold is not going down for 3 or 4 days.
But everyone's screaming from rooftops. If you're showing symptoms, if you feel that you have anything, everybody knows. I mean, it's obvious what the symptoms are, but you got to test. You know, log
Yeah.
usi चीज से भी डर रहे हैं, and that needs to be, you know, drilled in everyone's heads that you got to test, because just by staying at home, you're infecting people around your own house and you're infecting your loved ones. This is no act of bravery.
Absolutely right. You're right. But what I'm saying is, in our day-to-day life, we might have to live with this. Even when we get back to our routine, it will be, haunting us all the time. It will be round the corner. Someone will get it. It's not going to be eradicated for sure for quite some time to come. The vaccine is still a long way away, and then the right vaccine without side effects. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a long battle ahead.
Of course, and I only know as much as you do, because I keep watching the news, I keep reading the news, and they say that give or take, it's still a year, minimum a year away.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't know.
Coming back.
Yeah, it's anyone's word over anyone. Everyone's, we just have to go with like different measures that different countries have taken as far as fighting this is concerned, or bringing life. I feel like you can't fight it till you don't have a vaccine, but how does one bring life back to almost normal?
I'm coming back to Mehr, the first baby steps being taken. I had messaged you, and what was that? I mean, can you just describe that day? Because I don't think there's a bigger joy than seeing your children, do things, develop things, pursue things. So when this happened, how did it exactly happen? That
it was
moment
the
I want you
sweetest moment. We were in a place called Kikar Lodge, which was like surrounded by flower beds, and it was beautiful. It was just like the perfect setting. And I was on the other side. I still have a video of it. I was on the other side, sitting by my tent, because we were all living in tents. We were on the sets of roadies, and she was walking around with my mom was on the other side, or was it my nanny? I wasn't sure. And I was just like, I called out her name, and she was like, she just said mama, and then she realized on her own that she was walking through those flower beds, not through, but on the side, and coming running to me. And then 2 minutes later, she stopped, because she was like 2 seconds later, and then she looked around and she was like looking at her own arms, because she had no help from anyone, and she came running into my arms. It was just the sweetest thing. I was so happy that I was hoping that we captured that on camera, and we did get it. So yeah, and now to see her, now she's like sometimes, and then initially she couldn't turn, and then now she turns, and she's a riot. She's a riot.
The first call you made must be to Angad, I guess. I mean,
yeah, I sent him the video immediately, and then I called him.
That's lovely. So, Neha, tell me, as an actor and as an audience, I mean, as a citizen of India, what do you exactly feel where ये इंडस्ट्री की मूवीज जो हैं, जो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी और जो अभी आने वाली हैं, उनको कितना समय लगेगा टू normalize on their run, release, revenues?
Vicky, everything depends on when the cinemas will open. I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. What we need to worry about are that the industry also comprises of a large number of, workers at a level who also depend on daily wage. We need to worry about them, ki unka kya hoga. It's great because I've seen, lots of people from Netflix to Yash Raj to, I saw a tweet that was put up by the Producers Guild as well, that people are coming forward to help them. That's the more important thing. And as far as work is concerned, I don't know, we had different revenue streams as actors. You're doing acting jobs, you're doing acting jobs in film, on OTT, you're doing live events, you're doing digital work, you're doing television. So it's just a whole bunch of things, and we don't know when we'll be able to revive A, the business, and B, ourselves in the business. They're two completely different things.
How is Angad feeling, and what is his day? I mean, is he just reading up newspapers or seeing television? Well, how does he pass his time?
So he had a knee surgery right before this happened. So I feel like Angad's been like in a lockdown for almost 2 months now, because initially he was on bed rest, and when he started getting better, all this started off, and then he decided to stay indoors mostly. And we kind of he's busy doing, he puts in about 2 to 3 hours of rehab every day. He's absolutely fit now, ready to walk, but there's nowhere to walk. That's the only difference. It's like Angad and Mehr started walking at the same time, literally. And he sent me a video saying, hey, I'm walking now after the surgery. And then Mehr started walking at the same time. But it's cute. Like, life's filled with all these moments. But I really hope, Vicky, that, we get our simple joys back. But then again, if somebody were to ask me that, would you rather have all those pleasures in life, or would you rather have a healthy life and your loved ones healthy? Then I'd rather say the latter, right? Because would I give up anything in the world to see my loved ones and myself and my friends and family healthy? Yes, I would. So here we are. We're all living that compromise.
I'm so anxiously waiting for 14 midnight, but do you think we'll really open in at least a phased manner?
I have no idea, but I'm also as anxious as you to find out what day 22 looks like.
Because that is what is being said now, that if at all we do, we will go in in bits and pieces.
What does that even mean?
I mean, we'll start a few things and we won't start a few things, I mean, obviously where there's a accumulation of the crowd, or maybe, places where there is too much of
shootings and cinema are definitely going to take a backseat.
Well, I think, events and shoots, I don't think will start immediately. I mean, but at least I hope that we, go out at least on 15th morning. That's fervently, I'm just praying that. I mean,
जो press वालों में बहुत एक famous statement होती है ना, one-on-ones शुरू हो जाएंगे, I think.
Yeah, that reminds me of your show where you are a superb journalist, I would say, and
I'm not a journalist, but yeah, we try.
I know, but you always tell me that you ask very tough questions, and though you haven't told me directly, but you ask tougher than mine. And have you been in touch with the people who have graced your show, the industry, basically, largely?
Yes, we all sort of text each other. If I see someone's Insta story, I write back immediately. If I see something interesting or something cool, in fact, even if I don't see something, I check on the person and I'm like, hey, are you okay? So whoever comes to my mind, I don't hold back, but I'm just happy to see that we are sort of showcasing special talents on Instagram.
What do you watch? Maybe if Mehr is sleeping, or maybe, if she's a little quiet, what do you end up watching? Are you watching more of news channels, or are you watching web shows or TV serials? What are you watching?
I mean, I watch the news for a little while and then I kind of, check out. But I kind of have, between watching, we just finished watching The Crown, which was nice. I really enjoyed it. Now we're watching Ozark. There was a lovely show on the Australian Test cricket team called The Test, which we were watching. And we got a recommendation, I think, this morning to watch one more thing. But I haven't watched Parasite. So tonight, as soon as we're done with this and Mehr goes to bed, we're going to be watching Parasite.
So the schedules have changed. I mean, you'll sleep late, you'll get up late. Have the schedules changed? I mean, that's what I make out from you.
Not with the child. Like, we're usually also, our house would be up. My daughter wakes up at about 7:30. So I get up about 15 minutes before, just waiting for her to wake up. And that's it. Just that the pace has changed. It's a far more lazier pace because you're relaxed. You're one room from another. You're not rushing somewhere and you don't have to be somewhere and you don't have people waiting and all of that. So, yeah. And you don't have to worry about what to wear when you're going out. So, yeah, the pace has changed. We're pretty much in one set of pajamas and to the other. So, yeah. I've got Mansi Jain, who's also the most epic writer I know, who's just recommended Parasite to me. Mansi, hi. I know you're there.
What about your food and workout, which are the two essentials, when especially in actors? I mean, are you able to eat exactly that what you used to in terms of diet? Is everything available with you?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
what about your workout?
we have a couple of like things we were avoiding and now we still avoid. So yeah, I mean, Angad turned vegetarian some time ago, so it's really easy to like um, keep up with that. And then we don't eat gluten and dairy, so we're avoiding that and sticking to the people who we used to be. I feel like if you stick to your dietary restrictions, it's easier. I do an hour and 20 minutes of yoga every day. So it's either at 8 in the evening when she goes to bed, or it's at
Hmm.
about 12:30 in the afternoon because she takes her afternoon nap at that time. So yeah, I mean, I have some time off in the afternoon. So I prefer doing it in the afternoon because I feel like I just like getting the yoga session out of the way, and I just don't want to skip it, because getting back to routine, and I feel like 21 days, and I read this somewhere, is enough for you to get accustomed to anything. So if you're um, even if you're trying to go on a particular diet, or if you want to stay off sugar, they say if you pass a 21-day test, you're good. I feel like the lockdown is a part of that. But even with my training, if I'd left it the first day and then I would have left it the next day and the third day, I feel like it would have trickled down and I would have never done it. So I do yoga with my yoga trainer on FaceTime. I need to be
And
pushed as a person. I'm not as far as training is concerned, I need to set goals, and I'm not self-motivated. It's not like, oh yeah, like Angad's very self-motivated. He'll put on music and he'll be like, okay, now I'm going to work out. I need somebody to tell me, hey, I'm on the other side of the phone. Come on, get ready for class. And then 12:29, I'll be there ready for my class. I'm that person.
the people around you, when you look down, I mean, nobody out, nobody playing cricket, nobody running here and there, and people not out
I did
because
a
in certain
post. I
areas,
feel like I did from my window one day. I saw somebody playing badminton, and I felt like in their sort of backyard. I live in this little like in Hindi they say na, in the little gully where there's a little bit of open space of bungalows. So I feel like those people must have stepped out into their own backyard, and they were playing badminton, which I thought that was okay in your own house to play badminton, because it's the perfect game for social distancing. You're never in contact with the other person. But if you're family members, I guess it's okay. You're living together.
any games you all are playing at home, like obviously you're playing with Mehr all the time, but anything, you know,
No, not really. We actually match our workout times. So, we kind of like have this area in the house where Angad and me, if we both decide whether the workout time is 12:30 or then 8 p.m., and then we kind of work out at the same time. We try and watch the same shows. And then a lot of it helps because, um, we're in the same business. We have a lot in common to talk about. I feel like this is the true test of a relationship. Like, who would you want to be in lockdown with? And if anybody, like sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, Angad, imagine if you were in this lockdown with someone else. And this is the true test of love. So
yeah.
yeah, my daughter and my husband, perfect lockdown partners. On that note, I have to it's time for me to go read books to my daughter because it's her bedtime. So I'm gonna check out of this call. But Vicky, it's always lovely to talk to you.
Sure, I won't hold you long, but if I was to ask you, told me you love seeing a lot of web shows, just one, if I was to ask you one Bollywood movie, which will you see first, if given time, during this lockdown period, where will go?
Bollywood
Even
film.
if you're seeing it 10 times.
I haven't actually seen a lot of them. I haven't seen Pati Patni. I haven't seen Chapak. I haven't seen quite a few, so I'm going to revisit all those movies now. But if I were to watch a film all over again, I feel like it's the time where we can do with a few laughs, and people need to they just need to have something light to watch. I love
Yeah.
good news, so I'll probably go back and watch good news.
So it's really a nice
And
one.
also Gully Boy. I never get tired of watching Gully Boy.
Absolutely. And thank you, Neha. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, from the entire SpotboyE team for being with us on Insta Live. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to meeting you as soon as we are through this crisis.
Absolutely. All the best. Stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy. And this is to everybody else watching.
Thank,
Take care,
thank you
guys.
so much. Thank you for all
Bye-bye.
being there.
Bye.
Bye, Neha.